What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. It's episode number 25, we are back, it is season 4, it's our third year in the Premier League, and our summer budget this season is anything lower than 40 million, I'm retiring. Okay, 43 million, I was close. 43 million pounds. But we had 7 mil we left over in the budget for last season, so really it would have come out at about 36 mil. The Swansea board withholding that cash, they're planning something, I'm sure of it, but that's about as I expect, to be fair. 43 mil, we'll take. It's better than last year. Yes, it is indeed better than last year as the new season begins. And we take a look at our side for the upcoming campaign. Obviously, a few players have come back from their loan spells. Kai Matthews, by the way, we're all briefly that young forward we promoted at the back end of last season. We've agreed a deal to loan him out to Sirius, so he'll be going on the next of us. I don't know why it always takes until day 2 before your players loan out, but even so, I'll tell you, looking at the side right now as I'm just going through this real quickly. We said at the end of last season, you know, we want to make the next step up for this year. Last year we just about became a top 10 team. And for this season, we want to make sure we cement a top 10 finish and push for those European places this season. To me, when we're looking at the side here for the upcoming season, I would say we need a successor for Grimes. I'm not sure it's going to be Dylan Levitt now in his mid-20s. I wouldn't mind a better right-back for Ethan Laird who's not growing anymore. And whilst Tatuolu has come back and looks a star on our right-hand side, I want more goals from our flanks. We barely got any last season, so possibly a new winger as well. Those are the positions of concern for me. And also for those curious on the three teams that did go up in the end, I always say take the details with a pinch of salt. It was Bournemouth, Southampton finally back in the top tier, and also Wolves returning as well. So Burnley remaining in the Championship for now, and that's interesting because we've got quite a few targets from Turf Moor as well, who I might look to bring in this season. So first order of business is to send our youth scouts out, as we always do at the start of the season. So as per usual, we keep one in Wales. That's my choice. I always go with the worst of the three. Although to be fair, you know, we got quite a lot of Welsh lads coming out of the academy. So do you know what? This year actually, I'm going to have all 3 recommendations from you guys. We're not going to go too far away from the British Isles and Ireland, and we are going to go to the latter as well. I have seen a few comments as this save began for Ireland due to the close proximity between Wales and the Republic of Ireland as well. And I did see a couple of comments in the last episode asking for us to scout the Republic of Ireland. So actually this year, all 3 of my scouts are going to be suggested, the countries to go to suggested by you guys. We'll start off with Ireland, looking for that next Evan Ferguson. That'll be our first scout. And once again, I want to say thank you for all the comments, guys. Appreciate it as always. I love how we're continuing to build this team together, not just in terms of transfers, but also through the academy as well. And I briefly touched on it in the episode a couple of days ago when I said about where we should scout next. I did mention we haven't scouted South America yet. So with that being the case, I think we should go there. I got quite a lot of comments for South American nations as well, including Ecuador. You know about Docks and the Ecuador heartbreak. So we actually scouted Ecuador in the Luton Town crew mode. So I think I'll leave that nation for now. But I very rarely go to Argentina. But I was there last year. I spent 2 weeks in Buenos Aires. It was amazing. Probably the best time of my life. And I got quite a lot of comments for Argentina in the last episode as well. World Cup winners last year in real life in Qatar. And we're going to look for the next Lionel Messi or possible former Swan, Federico Fernandez. I really like that comment as well. So yeah, Argentina is where we're going to... Do we look for a technically gifted type of player? No, knowing it's Messi. Do we go for a technically gifted type of player? Looking for the one of the next greatest of all time, or do we just go any? I say any. I say let's go for any from all 3. And as I want to keep this as varied as possible, I mentioned we haven't been to South America yet, but we also haven't been to either Oceania or Asia yet either. And I did see quite a few comments for South Korea, and that makes a lot of sense due to the success of Ki Sung-young at Swansea. But we did scout South Korea in our Luton Town career mode, and like I said, I want to keep varying things up in FC24. So we're going to go to their neighbouring country, Japan, instead. Got quite a few comments for Japan as well. And look for the next Mitoma coming out from Japan. Hopefully another technically gifted sort of player. But again, I think I'll look for anyone from Japan. So yeah, we're going to go to Japan for our final scouting and go to 2 of the continents we've not been to so far in this save in both Asia and South America. So guys, thank you once again for the comments. Really, really appreciate it. Obviously, I can only choose 3 per year or sometimes 2 per year, but the comments and the recommendations are always first class. Really, really appreciate it. And for this year, it's going to be Ireland, Argentina, and Japan. Let's see who we find. And so, first order of business, as always, check the free agents pool. Oh man, I don't care how much money we've got. I don't care what position we're in. I don't care about the stature of the club. Every single year, I'm going to be looking for a class freebie or 2. And in this save, the freebies have done really well for us. You know, Yusuf coming in. How good was Flamingo last season as well? Brownhill's been pretty solid since his arrival as well. The freebies have been fantastic in this save. Well, in terms of the best players I found free agent search, and I think this is probably the pick of the bunch. 34 now, yes, but still got it, no doubt about that. Casemiro released by Manchester United. I'm going to add him to the shortlist. I wouldn't be against that, you know, trying to extend his career in the Premier League. But I think still at 85 rated, a bigger team should pick him up. So if no one comes in for him, then I might go for him myself. Otherwise, we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, for the new season, what there is to be sorted out is this: a lot of players in the final year of their contract. So, oh, is Grimes retiring? He's not. The captain's going to go. We've already had the conversation. The captain's going to go. I think Elliot List, as much as we love him, can probably go now as well. Liam, I think, should probably go. Despite the game winner against Arsenal, I think he should probably go. And I think even Brownhill probably now, despite being 77 rated, should go as you look for a younger option there. Of course, we will extend the contracts of the young lads. Let's do Kanunan's first, by the way, because he... how is his market valuation that low? Like, the dude has had 2 amazing years of top-level football. I'm going to give him like a realistic contract, I'd say, for a teenager at this level right now. We'll have him on rotation because he does share the game time with Ramsey, and I'd say that would be about £15,000 to £20,000. I would say. And then we'll check his potential directly afterwards. He's literally one of the best young players in the Premier League right now. No, to me he's worth about 15k, realistically I'd say. Possibly a little bit more in modern day football, but for now we'll keep it 15. I just want to see if he's got potential. I just want to see if he's had a spike. He has not. How? Did you 15 direct contributions to goals in 20 games, EA? He's 19, he's a kid! This to me is kind of where the game falls down in itself a little bit, you know, because I'm totally understanding the fact that 20 games out of 38 is only over just half, but he's 19! You know, I could understand if he was 26 or 28, he's 19 with an unbelievable goal/assist to game ratio. Playing 20 games in top level football for what is a struggle, that's impressive, incredibly impressive. All his potential should not have been sucked out of him, man. And that's why I'm very tempted to just loan him out. Because, I mean, Ramsey's 6 ratings higher. He's 4 years older. He appears to be done growing now as well. But I need to get that potential out. Because otherwise, yeah, he's going to grow about 3 or 4 ratings a season, even on development plans. But it's just not quick enough for the guy to become a star that he should be, you know? I think Ward and Lowe can stay as seniors. I like Lowe as a vet for the young forwards. And Danny, I always like a senior goalkeeper as well, especially when I've got a young one. But I think I will transfer this Josh Brownhill, especially in the final year of his contract. I'm ready to let him go. Yeah, any transfer targets you got for me this season, by the way, guys, do keep them coming in. I've got quite a lot of them in the past episodes, so I will look to make a couple of those signings today. But any more have you got? We've got 41 mil to work with. Then do let me know in the comment section down below. Transfer targets, keep them coming in. And in terms of those new signings, I don't think I've ever had a thicker transfer shortlist. But one player I'm going to sign straight away is available on a free transfer. And I want to make sure we've got a good amount of seniors here that can lead what is a young Swansea team. And we can add to that with a true professional. Yep, with Atletico Madrid, he's won several things under Diego Simeone. And if he's good enough for the Argentine, he's definitely good enough for me. 31 years old, model professional. He spent time in the Premier League with a loan spell at Chelsea as well. He can play left back and as a CM, really good passer of the ball and a good leader for this young team as well. I'm bringing Sol in first. Yeah, whilst I'm not too sure on the Casemiro deal, I think it's a DM. And obviously with his winners' experience at Real Madrid, and obviously now he's won something at Manchester United, hasn't he, with the EFL Cup as well. I could still see him being poached by a bigger team. I think for Sol, now 31, but he's now definitely what you'd call in the downslope of his career. I could see this deal coming off. So for a 2-year deal, which will take him up to retirement, if not, we'll be happy to release him after that. 47.5 grand a week. It's not an astronomical contract either. And as a leader for the young lads, this makes perfect sense. With Matt Grimes' departure imminent, Sol is not just going to take his place as a leader in this team, but he's also going to take his number as well. Yep, Sol is in on a 2-year deal, and the 31-year-old arriving here in South Wales. I think this is a really good signing, and it makes an awful lot of sense as well. A good mentor for young players, and much better than Matt Grimes as well. He just looks like the step up. Do you know what I mean? He just looks like the step up on Matt Grimes as a senior, a leader, with all the things he's won, several caps for Spain as well. And of course, he's played in the Premier League too. This to me makes absolutely perfect sense, and I'm buzzing with this signing here. So there we go, Sol in, and he alongside Yusuf. That's a nice little DM duo there. Well, I don't know whether it will be quite as good as Michu, but I guess we'll see. But there is well, it's annoying that I might never go back to Italy, to be fair, because I was very keen on Nonto on that left-hand side of relegated Leicester. But to be fair, I think going back to his home nation is probably more realistic. We do have a loan offer for Amir Davis. He's the right-back who I do have plans to replace Laird with, but at 71 overall, I'd like him to have another year out on loan. And at Brentford, I could see him starting there in West London as well. And for Elliot List, I have to say, I think it's time for him to go now. I'm going to try and get into a Football League side first, but if I can't get an offer, I'll sell him anywhere. As we just negotiated another loan offer from Nottingham Forest. Brentford, probably the team's going to go to it because they're the quickest team to come in with the offer, so that's totally fine. I think it'd start either at Forest or Brentford, to be fair. I think I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. But Josh Brownhill, bid from Almeria, going to Spain for his twilight years. I bet he'd love that. But I prefer to sell him within England. We had another bid for Elliot List from a Romanian side voluntarily, but I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but I find it quite hard to sell within England, especially if I'm trying to get Football League sides interested. For some reason, Football League sides never seem to come in for my players. As Ajax want to take Matt Grimes for 3.4 mil. Again, I'd prefer to sell him to a Football League side, really. This one, however, is a little bit different. With Ajax, the season before signing Ben Cabango, he's got a teammate out there in Amsterdam, and they've not struggled in the save like they have in real life. So I guess this one's not quite as unrealistic. They have still got Cabango as well for those curious. So if I can get 3 3/4 mil out of Ajax, then I'll take it. And he's going to be reunited with, to be fair, a former teammate in Ben Cabango. I'm alright with that one. Yeah, I mean, not everything has to be super realistic, but it is preferable if I can maintain some level of realism. As Bologna now coming for Josh Brown. And again, I prefer to sell him within England, but I might have to sell him elsewhere, I think, in this save. Wolves want to take Kamainen in on loan. Okay, fair enough. He was at the Baggies for 2 years. Now he's going to go to Wolves. That's kind of like when Gavin Bazunu was on loan at Portsmouth. And then, of course, he went to Southampton. And also this deal from Forest for Amir Davis, who's going to be loaned to either the Bees or Nottingham Forest instead. So, yeah, it's quite a lot of business to do here for my young players this season. Lots of players to loan out here. So, there we go. Matt Grimes' deal is complete. He's off to Ajax for 3 3/4 million. And I don't mind that at all, as he will link up with his former teammate Ben Cabango there in Amsterdam. And also, we do see that Amir Davis has gone out on loan to Brentford as well. So, we'll keep an eye on him there in West London. A couple more bids here. One for Brownhill from Benfica this time. And also Leicester want to take Mendoza on loan as well. I quite like that one though, to be fair, more than the Crystal Palace deal. And that's because Leicester last year are relegated. So I think he'll get more game time there in the Championship than he would under Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace. We'll try and do him a 1 year loan deal to the King Power there. And it's tough, man. I really want to get Brownhill to another Premier League side or a top level Championship club, but for now the bids aren't coming in. I think I'll reject this one, but I think from now on I'm just gonna have to accept any bid for him, really. And as DeGrand's money gets added into our bank account, we now got just shy of 42 mil. I am going to make a new signing for the wings. I said this year I want to get more goals from the flanks after last year. Dan James and whether it was Ginley or Whittaker or even Tattoos, if they didn't get us many goals. Nonto, we have just allowed him to go to Torino. I got quite a few comments, to be fair, in the last couple of episodes for Inside Forwards. I saw Mike Trezor was recommended. He's moved to Atalanta. I'm going to keep him there in Bergamo. But one name would actually be perfect for us is Luis Sinisterra. Moving on from Leeds, I've never used him before. When I did a Leeds career mode last year, I sold him straight away because I couldn't see him staying there at Ellen Road for their rebuild in the Championship. But in the save, after coming back from his loan spell at Bournemouth, he was sold instantly to Monaco. And since he's been there at Monaco, he's not settled and he's now out of contract coming the end of the season. So I'm going to say, let's bring this guy back to the Premier League. We can get him for under market valuation. This is a perfect deal. It's value for money, it's a recommendation, and most importantly, it's value for money. We need to make sure we don't spend over the odds for the players we want. So we should be able to get him for, I'd say, around 21 to 23 mil pounds. We'll go with 21 mil to begin with, and Monaco will say yes to that straight away. We steal up in 12 months. This deal makes perfect sense. A 5-year deal on £57,000 a week, and what an absolute bargain this is for £21 million returning to the Premier League. Welcome to the Swansea.com Stadium. Luis Sinisterra, absolutely buzzing with this. He took number 7 originally, but that's Dan James's number. I'll keep that with James, but I've given him number 11 instead, as the Colombian is in at the Swansea.com Stadium. I don't know how much better he can get at 27 years old, but he might still be able to grow a rating or two, I would say. And that will take him to early to mid-80s, which is still really, really impressive. With 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot as well. Absolutely rapid and a good finisher too. This is a really, really solid pickup, in my opinion. A good finisher off that left-hand side. And he seems like a great player to play on the opposite flank to Tattoo Oliver. We didn't get much out of Dan James. He'll be relegated to the bench. Sinisterra takes his place. And with our budget now dropping to 17.75 million. We're going to agree these loan offers here for Charlie Connick from Bournemouth, possibly trying to make him their new David Brooks. But, we'll give him 2 years there at the newly promoted side. And same with Hermione, he looks as though he's off to Wolves for a year on loan as well. 74 rated should be enough for him to start, I'd say now, possibly. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we still got a bit of money remaining, but again, we want to make sure we get good value for money deals, knowing we're still working with a reasonably small transfer budget. The bids just aren't coming in. I think I have to accept this. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. And, it's true, like, in terms of realism in career mode, it's not really possible. Like, it's not really doable because of the bizarre nature of the transfer window. So I think that's the best way of looking at things, really. Like, if you can't do things realistically, which, let's be honest, you can't. After a season, the game's already looking quite unrealistic because of the crazy AI to AI transfers. I'd say, is it possible? Like, is it within the realms of possibility? Forget realism. Is it within the realms of a possible thing that could potentially happen? If so, then I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, as Hermione goes out on loan to Wolves for a year. We'll keep an eye on him there at Molineux, to be fair. I mean, if someone offered me the chance to, play my final years at top-level football in Seville, let's just say I certainly wouldn't turn that chance. So Josh is probably looking at me and saying, Gaffer, you could have let me go to Lisbon. You said no. Don't turn down Seville as well. Like, please, mate. Like, you're not letting me go to Lisbon. Don't let me miss out on a move to Seville as well. So to be fair, I certainly wouldn't mind that. For my 30s, playing my final years in either Lisbon or Seville, I'd love that, to be fair. And so, as we see, Mendoza goes to King Power for a year. I really like that as well, learning under Maresca in the Championship. Charlie Connick has also left and gone to join Bournemouth on a 2-year deal, possibly as their new David Brooks. And Josh Brownhill has indeed left as well to go to Sevilla. He was probably saying in an interview, like, Gaffer kept standing in my way. First Bologna, then Lisbon, and I said, don't you dare turn down Sevilla. So I said, all right, fair enough. Josh goes for £8 million there. Our budget now rises to what we're on now, 25 mil. So there's still a little bit remaining, but again, in top flight football, it's not actually that much. So I still think we'll need a backup right back, because he also loaned out Amir as well for Ethan Laird. And I'm possibly thinking a backup centre-half as well, if I do end up loaning out Nathan Wood once again to get him the game time at 24 as well. Maybe also a backup striker too. I mean, Jamal Lowe, we could possibly still have him as a backup, but at 31 now, I think that's probably my main concern now. Backup striker. And maybe backup right back too. With Cameron Archer, I still trust him as our main man up top. I know his goal to game ratio hasn't been amazing, but it's not been disastrous, averaging around 1 in 3. And if he's not scoring, he normally gets the assists. He was topping assists for us last year, as well as topping goals as well. So I still trust him at 24 years old, still getting a little bit better. But in terms of a backup striker, not a starter, but a backup striker, I think this is a really good suggestion, and I've seen him commented a few times since the saves began. I don't really know much about him, so I'll need some help in the comment section down below what his player profile is like. But Brandon Vazquez, full American international with 92 jumping and 84 heading. I love that, a different option in the air, as we haven't really got a tall, strong-ish striker since we let go of the Ukrainian. But 6'2", high-low work rate, now playing in Argentina, and out of contract coming the end of the season makes him available on a cut price deal. Once again, looking for good value, this guy definitely is. 8 3/4 mil is all we needed to spend to prize him away from Argentina to South Wales on a 5-year deal, 48 grand a week. The contract is slightly pricey, if not the transfer fee, but it could prove to be a bit of a great bargain budget buy. Welcome to South Wales. Brandon Vazquez, 27 years old, 77 rated. Again, I don't know much about this guy, so comments down below, please, guys. I love how you guys have helped me out with some of the players like Marchetti and Yusuf. I don't know much about them. You guys give me a player profile. If you're a fan of American football or the MLS, then do let me know what this guy's about. But what I do know is he looks like a really, really good target man. 27 years old, 77 overall, 6'2" with high-low work rates, 84 strength, 92 jumping, 81 attacking positioning, and 84 heading as well. We don't really have a striker in the box we can cross the ball into. We do now. Brandon Vazquez in as a different option and still getting a little bit better as well. I have to say, as a backup striker for Cam, this guy looks absolutely perfect. So we just had a bid for Elliot List, accepted from Livingston, the Scottish side, and now KRC Genk want to take Hector. I'm not against it. I quite like this Cypriot. I think I've never had a Cypriot before, this guy, but I think he's in the final year of his contract now, and he barely plays at 71 overall. Now that Sol's come in, I don't know. I quite like him as a squad player, but it might be best for his career and for us to sell as well. And there we go. There it is. Our first signing of the save. You always remember your first. He's off to Scotland. Elliot List has left after 3 years here. We'll always remember the goals in season 1 in the Championship off the bench. The game winner in the FA Cup 4th round away at the City Ground last season. But now time comes to an end on his tenure at Swansea. Farewell, Mr. List. Oh, forgot about that Kyprianou deal. In the end, KFC getting withdrawn their offer. I totally forgot about that. But it's a video for Jordan Balls. This is an interesting one. Brentford coming in. Want to take him at left back, but I'm sorry, Thomas. He's going nowhere, man. This guy has become a real fan favourite down that left-hand side, man. I didn't really know anything about him when I signed him, but I know I've got a few Australians that follow me, so shout out to my Australian fans. We'll be keeping him here. So as the first month here, we'll see what we've got from our first batch of scouting this year. Where from the Republic of Ireland, we'll continue scouting on Jim Cullen and see how he looks after another month. There's a few Argentines that could be alright, but we'll continue scouting just for now. And from Japan, well, I'm not going to get too excited, but Kazuma Kimura. Whew, if he's just as good as Yuta was in my Docks to Glory save last year, for those that watched that, you'll know how good Yuta Kimura was. Oh, Yuta Kimura. Then we've got ourselves a gem there. For now, we'll continue scouting. But for the academy for this season, what I think I might actually do is promote our best two, which are Abubakar Bangura and Yunusay Traore as well. Because of the fact I know I normally keep them in the academy, and then at the end of the season, a few of them will ask for pro deals, thus losing a lot of potential for the new season. It might actually be better from now on. And I did see a comment about this as well, to actually promote our better youth prospects at the start of the season and then loan them out, just in case they ask for pro deals during the season. So for Boubacar and Yunusay, we'll give them pro deals, take a look at their potential, but I think they'll both be potential to be special, and then we'll add them straight to the loan list for this, our upcoming 4th season. The rest, however, we'll keep in the academy for now. And I am big on these guys as well. Boubacar Bangura with that potential to be special as we expected. And I've got absolutely no doubt Traore will have that as well. He's jacked. It's like, look at that frame. He's jacked, mate. What is his strength? Only 58? I don't think so. Swap those numbers around, EA. And I think that looks a little bit more realistic for his frame. But both with potential to be special, these Ivorians. This guy definitely looking like the next Wilfred Bonny with the height as well. We're going to add them both to the loan list. They won't play much this season. And we'll try and get them first team football elsewhere. They both look amazing. And I think I'm going to make one more signing for today's episode and leave the season opener there. And it's not going to be Benga Bango. Not yet. I think when he's in the final year of his contract, I might consider bringing him back. But for now, Matt Grimes just joining him as well. I'll leave him in Amsterdam. But released by Leeds, available on a free transfer. I have used him once before, to be fair. But working with limited funds, I can't really do much more than look for those bargain buys. And there's nothing more bargain buy-ish than a free transfer. Charlie Creswell, let's bring him in for the squad. A 5-year deal on 30 grand a week, and he's to continue to play with pennies here in South Wales. We've got to use our limited money wisely, and there's nothing better than a freebie that could still get a little bit better. Welcome to the Swansea.com stadium. Charlie Creswell, who to be fair hasn't played much under Daniel Farke this year at Leeds United. I can see why he was released in the summer with Leeds still being a Premier League side, but he's 23. He's still very young. He's still getting better, and at 75 rated, he's better than currently Nathan Wood is right now, and also a year younger. So what I might do is loan Nathan Wood out once again with 2 years left on his deal, try and get him some more first team football, because he's never going to start behind Flamingo and Joe, who were a great partnership last year. But Creswell will know his role as a backup centre-half. And if we get that defensive work on it from medium to high, the low interceptions, the defensive awareness as well, he should be able to hit 76 and 77 quite quickly. But that'll do it for today's episode of the RTG Career, guys. So big fan of watching it, enjoying it. If you enjoyed this episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode, where again, there's still a little bit of money remaining, but not much. So any more budget buys you can think of, any transfer suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of the RTG Career Mode very soon.